What's up, guys? So we are here today at Titan headquarters. One of my good friends finally here, Jimmy Mentis. And buddy,
dude, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
It's awesome.
Thank you for having me. Of course, man. I appreciate you coming down here. And I know, we've been talking a long time. So I mean, I guess you can kind of tell the story of how you got here. I mean, we've had a lot of like history together over the years. Obviously, Jimmy's been in the industry for a long time. He's been there on the stage. He's been there behind the stage. He's been there with his own brands. He's done big things. Fellow Greek. So at this point, like this puts a lot of
that's where it connects.
That's a serious connection for us. So
right.
At that point, it's really good to have you here, man.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm looking forward to everything.
It's been a long time coming.
It has been a long time coming.
First of all, you got an amazing facility.
Thank you, man.
I mean, it's just, and I'm sure I haven't toured the whole thing yet. Yeah. But amazing facility. But it's been a long time coming. I mean, I remember when you came out doing business, was it 12, 13 years
2012,
ago?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, all right, I got to get with him. But you know how it is, the bodybuilding thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I know it all.
Yeah.
I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do this. I could do this. And that's what I've been doing, right? Doing my own thing. And, back then we didn't have the internet. So now that we have the internet, you do a little this, a little that.
Right.
I can ask the question, right? So, but, I called you last week and I said, hey, I'm coming in to see you.
Yeah.
I thought it was time. I thought it was time for me to walk through this door and to get some direction. I mean, I'm 59, right? And at this point, I want to stop the clock.
Right.
I'm done. I'm in 60.
Right.
So I want to be 59 for the rest of my life. So stop the clock, get some direction, because I know you know what you're doing. I mean, I know some of your clients, and they're like, they feel amazing.
Yeah.
And like I say, when I walked in, I said, I'm here.
Right.
Do what you got to do.
Right.
So we did the blood work, and and here we are, and it's been amazing. Like I came today, and for the first official visit.
Yep.
And staff's really good, man.
I
really friendly,
that.
And you know what? They practice what they preach.
Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely.
I mean, the nurse practitioner knew exactly the questions I was asking because she practiced what she preaches.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
So she understood the conversation. She understood the language, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me being so many years in this industry, sometimes I don't think everybody knows what I know.
Right.
Not today.
Right.
Today I felt like a student. I felt like a patient.
Yeah.
Like I felt like, hey,
you're getting some good knowledge, right?
You know what you know,
but
you know what? You don't know everything.
Right.
And today was really, really good for me.
That's awesome.
And I have to tell you, I feel really comfortable, and thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate it, and you're so welcome. I love hearing the feedback about the providers. Obviously, listen, we want people that care for our patients. Yeah. We care for our patients. We want to be like family. And it's really important to me. And I know you've had a vast number of years of experience, and doing a lot of different things. And especially back when you were doing it, right? When you were competing back in the day and stuff like that, like obviously there was no internet. You went to another guy and asked him what they were doing and try to get knowledge like that.
We mirrored it.
Right? And that's what it was. But there was still, the guy could tell you something totally off, try to throw you off too, So, nowadays it's obviously, with the knowledge that we have, with all the different studies and all the different therapies that we offer, I mean, we can tremendously change the game.
Yeah.
Especially for somebody like you who's already had all this experience and done all these different things. And at this point, just looking to say, listen, I want to be dialed in. I want to feel my best. And I want to turn back the clock.
Right.
I'm 59 years old, but you know what? I'm ready to go back down to 50 or feel like I'm at least 30, right?
That's what it was.
And that's key.
It's what it was, because at some point, because of the internet now, I get a lot of DMs. I get a lot of questions from guys over 50.
Yep.
And they're like, hey man, what are you doing? How do you feel so good?
Yep.
And they did do it their way.
Yeah.
It's like, I did it my way.
Right.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Of course.
So, and they're like, hey man, where are you going? What are you doing? And the past week, I think I mentioned it, before to you, this past week, they're like, what are you doing? Because they know I'm getting ready for the Masters of Olympia, right? So they're like, what are you doing to feel good in this and that? And I said, well, got my blood work at Titan. I'm going to go in there and they're going to set me straight.
Right.
And I got to tell you, nine out of the 10 guys that I said that to, they're like, man, I need some direction too.
Wow.
My age.
Wow, yeah.
So you just imagine how many more people are out there that are just lost.
Right.
Right? Me. Right. My ego.
Right, right.
Right?
Well, you're not the average guy either.
You know, I walked through the door and I said, I need some direction.
Right.
Right? Even though I didn't know that I didn't know that much, which I think I know enough, I still learned so much. Right? And I need that. And if I need that, I know there's so many other people, you know, out there at over 50, because right now, the guys I've been talking to, right, the past week or two, and they're like, man, I need some direction.
Yeah.
And if they could just take that one step.
Yeah. It's literally that easy to call or text us and just to get going. I mean, like you said, they might not know all the options or everything that's offered these days, you know, because this is totally different as far as that goes. And what could benefit them maybe a little bit more than maybe what something they're doing by themselves. Right. And that's kind of where, you know, the blood work does come into play to really see what's going on inside, make sure everything's all dialed in and touched up. And then at that point, like picking whatever your goal is and whatever you're trying to achieve, you know, like we're going to get you ready for the stage, right? At 59, and you're going to kill it.
Absolutely.
Some people might not want that, and that's okay too. Whatever they're trying to achieve, like that's what we're here to cater to. As long as health's number one priority, let's get the aesthetics portion. Let's get you feeling good, performing good, and doing what you do best. So.
Yeah, I think the basic thing is, because there are so many HRT clinics out there, right? People think that, let me go get blood work and let me see if I'm okay.
Right.
That's like 5% of it.
Yes.
You know, it's like, what are you doing with your blood work?
Right.
You know, okay, I'm a little high, I'm a little low, a little high here. Okay, I'll fix that. That's not the way it's done.
No, definitely.
And I think, you know, I don't want to put anybody else out there, but I think the people think it's just blood work.
Right.
Obviously, that's where it starts.
Right.
Starts.
Right.
Yeah. And me too.
Yeah. That's just a map. Right?
Me too.
Where you go on that journey.
Me too. Right. And I'm relaxed.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're comfortable with us. That's a big thing for us too, right? Making sure you're comfortable. And at that point, getting you to where you want to go. Yeah, man. You know, I'm excited. So excited to have you part of the team too. Appreciate as well. It, man. You know, I mean, you know, Team Titan is getting stronger and stronger, and we're all about quality and that quantity. Yep. And you can know that, you know, there's I think 2 handfuls, maybe people that are on the team officially that I would call official Team Titan members. Yeah. And I'm proud and honored to have you as my
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
100%.
Thank you.
So you guys, you all see this. You guys stay tuned because there's a lot of work coming and Titan's going to deliver. Watch. You'll see.